Okay, and we're live. Welcome to Press Start Podcast, episode 33. Today I got a great panel with me here, so we're gonna go ahead and do the introductions. J-Main, want to start it off?
Hey, it's been a minute since I've been on here. It's been about 2 weeks since since I've been on. Last week, of course, we missed y'all, but we back. J-Main back checking in with the people. I do want to get a little political, give my condolences and, share my thoughts for the people going through any hurricanes and, for the ones that are coming, Irma is really out there. So if you can evacuate, if you can't, maybe find a nearest shelter, but definitely take this serious. Your life is very important. But let's talk gaming.
Yeah. I want to add to that. Yeah, everybody be safe. Who's out there dealing with the hurricanes and stuff. Definitely be safe. Definitely, my prayers will be going out to, all of y'all. Alex.
What's up, everybody? Oh no, it's Alex. I will be staying for the hurricane. I live in Florida, and I'm ready to see this thing through. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, it's Irma about to pull up on you.
Oh no, it's Irma. Will I be the first man to suplex a hurricane? I don't know. Maybe.
Irma should be scared of you.
Irma should be scared of me, right? So yeah, check out my channel. I do fitness, gaming, and ADD and ADHD. And things may go left because I am here, so I love to take it that way.
Yeah, nothing's going left.
And we got pause. It's Alex.
No stand down today. All right, yo. And we got.
Somebody said I'm going to bury the hurricane like Cena buried the Nexus. I loved that. That is fantastic.
and Erica.
Yeah, what's going on, you guys? I share the message about the hurricanes too. We're thinking about you guys. Stay safe. I do have a YouTube channel, but YouTube did me dirty, starting to demonetize my videos. So I'm a little out of sorts today. I'm a little upset, but I'm happy to be here. And yeah, let's get this going.
Yeah. I was just looking I'm looking at my video manager. I'm like, yo, they about to get my ass next. So far, they have got like everybody here except probably J-Main.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't make sure, but they got me.
oh shit, really?
Oh, they did?
Yeah, we got J-Main a couple
3 cents. They literally
the last one.
Monetized one of my videos.
Yeah,
They remonetized it and then demonetized it again.
Out of the Press Start crew, your boy is the last man standing, dog. It's the last man standing. Yeah. No videos got demonetized, but if it happens, it happens. Like I was saying on Twitter earlier, if it happens, it happens. Nothing's gonna change. I'm not gonna cry about it. I ain't gonna do anything. I know monetization is definitely very important to a lot of YouTubers. For me personally, this was always like a hobby with me. Like if it takes me somewhere, I'm pretty sure our channel growing, the podcast growing will open doors. In the future.
I guarantee you it will.
It will open doors. So I'm not really worried about this little pennies. I don't make shit what if I'm lucky I'll make $150 in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really worried about this. It's not like I was ever planning to quit my job or anything.
This man Kofi.
Expo.
Go ahead.
Not supposed to talk about what you make.
Go ahead, Erica.
I was gonna say this man Kofi did a video about 2 girls, 1 cup, and I'm over here getting my Neo boss fights demonetized.
Not just that, Erica. He also did a VR. He did a VR porn one.
Yeah, VR porn.
It got to be something to do with Canada.
All kinds of stuff.
VR porn is art. He didn't show the 2 girls. He was just sitting there.
No, well, the thing is, in the 2 girls, 1 cup, there is a half a second scene where you see a titty pop out.
Apparently,
and it didn't even get demonetized.
He didn't show the video though at all.
Yeah,
he was just showing his reaction. He was just sitting there eating pudding like Bill Cosby or something.
Oh my god,
that pudding shit.
Still,
man,
point stand.
I remember watching that video, and then I see you eating pudding. I'm like, you know what? I'm out.
The best was your girlfriend Kofi, and she was just sitting there, and you're like, eat the pudding, babe. Come on. You're feeding it to her.
Yeah, man. So I'm the last man standing out here. But like I said, if it happens, it happens. Nothing's gonna change. We're gonna do what we're still gonna do. What we're gonna do. Try and build up this podcast. Try to build up my personal channel and all of So I should say what I gotta say to Erica and Jamie and Alex. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Don't worry about this.
It's all for fun.
These pennies. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day.
Yeah, just try to build your following, and everything will fall into place later. You know what I'm saying? So
Most definitely.
don't worry about all of that. And our two guests, we haven't had this person on for a while. The controversial man himself, Rags. Rags, what's up?
Hello. I'm not that controversial. I am actually controversial. But hello, everyone. It has been many minutes, in fact, since I've been around. I can't even tell you when. If we're on 33 now, I don't even know how far back they go.
Yeah.
If we're on 33 now.
We used to do them bi-weekly. Now we do it weekly. So.
Oh man, we're moving on up in the world. I see.
Yeah.
Too much is happening in the industry to go 2 weeks. You can't go 12 seconds without some bullshit happening that you have to do a podcast about. But I do have a YouTube channel. If you want to. I'm sure it'll be in the link somewhere, or you'll find it either way. So after this podcast, if you want to unsubscribe for it, then I'm certain you'll have the opportunity in the description.
And we got, the doctor himself. We said he's gonna. I can't even talk today. We said that he's gonna be back. This time we're gonna just be talking normal games. We don't have BG here, going back and forth, yelling about some dumb shit. So we got Dr. Trey back here just to talk about some games.
Yeah, so a little less seats this week. Prayers going out to the people affected by the hurricane, man. That's crazy. You guys don't know me. I'm the doctor, Dr. Trey. Make videos. I'm sorry. Mostly on Nintendo related stuff. Pretty entertaining stuff. So check out my channel, Doc Trey 81 on DOCTRE 81. Let's get it.
All right, so let's get into the first topic, and I want to talk about game journalists. Some of y'all,
okay, sure.
Just spit up.
some of y'all probably seen the hysterical footage of a game journalist. I think his name is like Dean something. Try to play Cuphead, and he was like struggling like crazy.
He's from VentureBeat, right? Is that the site?
Yeah, I think so. And he was struggling like crazy on the tutorial site. So my question to y'all is, can you suck at games and still be a game journalist?
No.
No.
All right, so
define suck.
There's your answer. No.
All right, Erica, start it off, Erica.
Well, I would say define suck. Do you mean they're just kind of bad at things or not?
Like, can you be a game should you be a game journalist?
First off, no. The answer to that question is no. You shouldn't be a games journalist.
And suck at games. All right, so yeah, you know what, Rags? What's your reason why?
All right. Anyway, the guy's name is Dean Takahashi. He works for VentureBeat, and this was for Cuphead. So he did a review video on Cuphead, and he was having some difficulty in the tutorial. And this is a grown ass man. Right, this is a grown man who has been playing games for like 20 years. But if you are going to be a video games journalist, you need to be good, if not decent, at video games. Preferably better than average, preferably more than just competent. Because if you are going to review a game, as games progress, okay, there's really two, and Frank brought this up earlier on Twitter, there's really two big things. You have to be able to be good at the video game, or at least decent, and you need to finish it. All right, because as games play, mechanics are added, mechanics are taken away sometimes. The game changes, and you should be able to go through the entire thing. That's why a lot of times, that's why review embargoes exist, and why we should be, in a strange way, glad they exist. You need to be able to play through the whole game, and if you're not good at it, right? I don't want someone like, imagine if Dean Takahashi did a review for games like Dark Souls, for instance. And you need to have a level of competence with anything that you're reviewing. If you can't drive a car well, you probably shouldn't be doing car reviews. A video game is a product. It's a device, and if you can't operate the device in at least a journeyman fashion that the layperson can relate to, then how are you going to be able to review the product in a way that gives the viewers the best idea what the product is? Because ultimately, that's what a review is. The idea is you want to tell as many people as possible, your audience, and in the most honest way, about the product that you're reviewing.
Look, I'm all right, yo, J-Man, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this dude was just lacking basic skills. I mean, you seen a freaking platform that you had to jump on at first, and then you see another one that's higher than that. So right off the rip, in order for you to, if you see that even when you're double jumping, you can't reach that second platform, common sense tells you to go back to the first platform, jump on that, and then jump over. He actually went on Twitter and said it never said for him to do that.
Yeah,
That's common sense.
And
really
to provide a little bit more
Have you
context
played
to this.
any platform like ever? Any
Well,
platform
yeah.
ever? That's like basic skills right there. So for him to like be that bad at that game, I'm just like, no. He did have good things to say about Knack too, though. So I won't be too.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna bust his balls here.
Because Knack is back, baby. Let's go.
Well,
We're gonna
he
talk
also
about
did a
Knack.
review. He tried to do something for Mass Effect Andromeda, and I think he played through the majority of the game without
Never
using
spent
the
his
talent
talent
tree.
points. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, and then he was
what he did?
playing
What? Say that
the game.
again. I didn't hear. Can you repeat that?
So he played Mass Effect Andromeda. I think you reviewed that, but he never used his talent tree. He never put points in.
Oh, okay, I see.
He didn't know how, right? He said they didn't.
He said that he didn't know how or anything like that. And what the thing is for me is when I look at these kinds of reviewers and I look at these kinds of games, my thing is if I want someone that's going to review the game that knows the mechanics of the game, like I'd even go a step further than what Fringy said, Rags. I'd say that they'd at least have to play a game that is similar in that series beforehand, or even play the prequels before playing a sequel.
I wouldn't go that far at all. I wouldn't go that far at all.
Well, I would. I remember back in the day, Damon Hatfield, they had that dude reviewing an RPG, and he wasn't even an RPG guy. Like, he didn't even like RPGs.
Well, that's different.
Do the
than
that's different. But like the thing is, like
Yeah,
for
if you
me,
don't like it.
like before I played Max Payne 3, I played 1 and 2, so I can get an idea of like what was changed in between the first two games. Even though they are many years apart.
let's just look at the time constraints that would cause.
Oh, of course, that would be huge, right? I mean, that would be.
I think it's enough
it
to
would be
I think
ideal,
good,
though.
proper journalistic disclosure to just say at the beginning, I haven't
Right.
played the sequels. This is
Right.
Right.
Or
I
the-
was
yeah.
going to say that.
Mhm.
That would make sense in some capacity, right? But I would not want someone like me who never plays sports games to play a Madden because I wouldn't even know what to look for.
Yeah. I mean, and that should be one of those things that a journalist, if they have some level of integrity, they should
just tell you
decline
that. They should just.
doing that.
But it's fine if they tell you that because we can get a perspective from a player who really doesn't play these kind of games. So that doesn't really bother me as long as the person lets you know beforehand, like, okay, I don't really play these type of games. So, you know, because some people might fall into that category too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't play strategy games. So maybe if this guy's reviewing a strategy game with my kind of history, like similar to me, that like I don't play much strategy games, you know, it might be helpful to me in that way. He has to just disclose that information.
That's why reviews of things like MMOs can be so damn tough when you look at games. There's just so much content about it, and there's so much meta stuff inside of it that they're tough games to review.
Mhm.
I mean, try to review Dota 2. That'd be fucking
Yeah, it's
impossible.
insane. Like
you couldn't review
a
that
game like
game.
Guild Wars 2, for instance. There's just so much stuff in like World of Warcraft or Guild Wars 2. You don't hand those reviews to people who are not MMO players to review. And if you do, that's irresponsible to the reader.
And the thing about Dean, is it Takahashi, I believe?
Takahashi.
Takahashi. He playing Cuphead, which, you know, it's a platformer, so it's the basic.
Yeah.
These are fundamental,
should know.
fundamental
That's
things that we all
first kind of
you know,
game.
Yeah,
you
Arma
learn.
3, this is not.
when we were kids,
Right.
we were playing games like this. The basic jump, dash, you know, get to higher ground by jumping on, you know, he couldn't do that. So when people see things like that, of course they're going to question his, you know, being a journalist. And if
And
he
I don't
should
think it
even
was a
be
live
journalist.
stream either.
It wasn't even. It
No.
wasn't even just that. Like, he wasn't even reading the screen prompts. That's
Exactly.
what I saw. I was like, okay, this dude can't even read. Like,
So
what's
here's
going on?
here's my thing. Was this done at? This was at PAX West, right?
Gamescom.
Yeah.
Or
I
Gamescom?
believe.
Like
One of
I don't know. I've never been in this kind of scenario, but I would imagine if I'm at Gamescom and I have somebody talking into my ear while I'm trying to play a game,
Mhm.
I could probably give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe I'm sucking because I'm talking to the person. Just fucking
Nah,
saying,
you can't do that.
So here's the thing.
I mean, like I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, right? I'm
No,
not
'cause
saying that's what
last-
happens.
Gone,
but-
Satan.
last PSX, Alex, I was playing Neo, and I had a guy talking to me. I was still playing Neo. I wasn't that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I
Aren't
understand the
they usually trying to help you
distractions.
though?
I'm not. Look, I'm just trying to figure out like what is like. Usually they're trying to help you, but maybe he can't do two things at once. Maybe he can't like chew gum and walk. I don't know this
I
guy.
don't know. You'd have to be super distracted. I mean,
I mean,
Right
you have to
for
be
some
pretty
money.
distracted.
Yeah, that much.
Yeah,
Nah,
so-
but also with those game reviewers, like, I can see how they have to play and finish a ton of games in a shorter period of time. So I can see why they wouldn't be the best at a game. But that footage was just bad. Like,
Yeah, I mean, being bad and good at games is obviously on a spectrum, and he's No, he's like gray.
And we're not
That's
asking
bad.
them to be like esports CS:GO pro players, right?
Right.
We're asking
And
them
a lot
to
of
at
the
least
time,
be.
it's good to get a normie's perspective on a kind of game, but man, this goes way below that.
You know what I was
goes
thinking
way
of
beyond
doing?
that.
I was thinking of having my friend. She does not game at all. I was thinking when Cuphead comes out, I was
Have
gonna
her do it.
record. Yeah, I'm gonna record to see what she.
Well,
what
no,
she
there was. I
does.
saw a video online of a 4-year-old being like, "You have to jump on the block and then do the jump dash,"
Right.
and it's like a 4-year-old can do this. And then Erica posted the video of the pigeon.
Oh, the pigeon.
Yeah, that was mom was.
For this guy.
Yeah,
And
they
I'm
had
like, I just like
pigeon
for me, like
intelligence.
I hate to be that cynical son of a bitch, but I'm gonna be. I feel like this is why we see so many walking simulators become like all these wonderful experiences, and how we're seeing journalists move towards. I want to see an experience in a game rather than like the gameplay.
This
or the
game is about the
mechanics.
triumph of the human.
You know what,
spirit.
Alex? As much
Yeah,
shit as
they-
you give walking simulators, I gotta agree with you on that one.
It
'cause
doesn't
they
like-
I
definitely
feel-
highly praised.
Like
Well,
I
you
feel like
guys-
games like that are more praised.
You guys
than
remember what
the very-
happened with Tropical Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze? There was some reviewers giving it a lower score because they said the bosses were too hard.
Or too
Yeah.
hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so with difficulty, right? There are difficulty spikes, which I can completely agree would be an issue in most games. Like you're playing a game at a certain difficulty level, and then it ramps to a level that you were not prepared for. Sure, I get that. When you have a game like Dark Souls, where it's always fucking hard, and the thing about that game is that it's not hard. That game is a very easy game if you know the rules and you're able to be patient. And I think
It's
that's
just
what-
patterns. It's just
and it's-
patterns,
it's
learning
just
patterns.
patience and patterns. And if you figure that out, you're fine. It's basically Mega Man. Like that's all it really is. And I think when you're looking at a lot of game journalists, they either A, don't have the time, B, are automatically put into this category of it's too hard, therefore I'm not going to put in the time to do it, or they just don't want to look.
Which would
and
be
see-
strange for somebody with a passion for video games.
You know what, Rags? But the thing is, I don't think any of these journalists have a passion for video games. I think they have
That's
a passion
I think
for
you're right.
writing.
I
and I
think you're
think
right.
They are, and I think that's why they're pushing. And I hate to get political. I think that's why they're pushing a very political, polarizing set of views for clicks instead of focusing on the games. And I think that's where I'm starting to see a big pattern of I'd rather watch giantbomb.com than read on anything else.
Oh
at
yeah,
least-
YouTubers are stealing the game review
yeah.
spotlight from these gaming
Right.
journalist websites because people don't trust games journalists these days. They're too opinionated, they're too one-sided. They drag things, they drag politics into
Oh
things,
my
they drag
God.
social justice. into
Trying to
things.
read
Oh yeah, like
anyone's
if
Twitter.
they don't get a free copy of the game, then they
It's
give it a
insane.
bad score.
It's totally insane. Like if you're like, I love the No Clip series from Danny O'Dwyer. I think he's a great guy who understands games very well. I read his Twitter for 5 minutes and I'm just like, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing my mind. Like, please talk about video games. That's all I want you to talk about. Like, if you want to do a separate account,
have Twitter.
oh please, Lord have mercy. You have no idea.
Twitter's not for everyone. Some people shouldn't have one, honestly, because
It's
put their foot in their mouth like real
it
easily.
really is something that to me
Like
starts to show.
Aaron Greenberg. Yeah. People
Yeah,
like
he should not have Twitter. To me, it starts to show like where you can see a lot of game journalists going and the kind of games they prefer and why they're pushing certain games like walking sims and experience games and things like show me a movie instead of playing the game. And it's kind of why like the underlying reason of why I don't like the Uncharted series, but that's another
All right,
conversation.
Alex, you're taking it too far.
Uh-oh.
bro.
I'm sorry.
not taking it right there. No, you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far. Don't disrespect
Hold up.
Uncharted.
He has a point. As good as Naughty Dog games are, like they're
Great.
half walking. Like this.
The Last of Us is the most overrated game of all time next to Skyrim.
Uncharted-
I said it.
Uncharted- I'm in the wrong
All right, yo. Before we
Next.
continue, hold up.
Snack move came in at the right time.
We got another member of the podcast.
move, Johnny.
Here.
Listen,
Don't disrespect my homie dog.
Don't disrespect
I'm in the wrong pod. I heard a lot of Naughty
You're on
Dog
the wrong
disrespect.
podcast.
I'm in the wrong podcast, man.
not
Yeah,
disrespect. He loves him some snacks.
I do
Alright,
enjoy
cool.
the occasional snacks. I actually do.
All right, so yo,
There you go.
Jack's in the building. So Jack, want to say what up real quick?
What's going on here? About how y'all doing today?
Yeah, so we're just talking about game journalists. I know you probably seen the footage of that Dean guy playing Cuphead.
I
looking
did.
like a total scrub. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
Bro, I don't know. it was. I mean, it was a terrible display of gameplay. But like I said, I think he should have just. Well, actually, I think he did end up writing an article, and the first sentence is like, "I want to be clear, I'm fucking terrible at this game," something along those lines. So, I mean, as long, like I said, man, if you bad at a game that you reviewing or covering, just let it be known you're not good at the game or that you don't prefer the genre that the game is in. And,
he was the actual reviewer. Wow.
Well, he wrote a piece on it. Yeah, for VentureBeat.
Wow.
Yeah.
He should have recused himself.
All right, so
Yes.
look, so my feelings on this. Look, if you have a real passion for gaming and you absolutely suck at gaming, I see that as that's fine as long as you're not reviewing game. You know what I'm saying? If you just like talking about games, you're writing like other articles about games and technology and stuff like that, I see that as fine. You don't have to be so good. You have a passion for it, cool, right? But if you when it comes to reviewing, you know, you should have a certain level of skill to review a game. So that's just my opinion on that. Like you could suck at games and like still like to talk about them. Like I have no beef with you or anything, but when you start reviewing games and like you're totally awful like this guy was, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Agreed.
How do y'all feel about ghostwriters as far as this stuff goes? Like if somebody was to go play the game and then come back to somebody who's a better writer and have them write their piece for them.
Well, that's actually even worse.
Yeah, because that guy didn't play the game.
That's not their
that would-
experience.
Yeah, because you're trying to explain what's supposed to be an interactive medium to somebody else to write about someone else's recollection of what they should have experienced. That's getting into too many he said, she says, and hearsays. That's even worse. I would rather have the crappy player write about the game than the crappy player tell a good writer about what they should write about their experience.
I don't get it though. It's not like that's a small site. It seemed like they would be able to find someone that can, like I don't understand. Like
it is a very it's a large enough site for them to
The
have.
internet has
Why
no
would they
shortage
just-
of video game reviewers.
yeah, like I don't know. That's kinda weird.
Unless enough of them couldn't travel there, I don't know.
Well, it's the internet, man. You don't even have to. I mean, the
You know,
way
from
that
the site. I
streaming-
mean, yeah. Oh,
I
true,
mean,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's like-
ultimately,
It's like,
sorry,
we better send Dean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
send him over there. He's our last resort.
ultimately in the end, it's bad, especially for reviewers to be bad at the games because they're gonna, like you guys said, give it a bad review. Like I know that happened with Fury. A lot of people are saying it's too
Yeah.
hard,
And it's not a hard game.
No, it's just like it's like Dark Souls in a way, patterns and patience. So that's
Well, this
that's
goes
the
to
bad
the
thing
whole you were
about it.
talking about, Erica, where you were like, why is everything the Dark Souls of this?
Exactly. Yeah, and then he did say it was a mix. What did he say? It was between Mario and Dark Souls. That he described
Wait,
Cuphead
he said
like that.
Cuphead is the Dark Souls of platformers.
Crash
It's
Bandicoot
not-
became Dark Souls.
So
It
that's
doesn't
just-
make like the whole Crash Bandicoot is the Dark Souls of this, or
Mhm.
everything is the Dark Souls of something else. It's like Dark Souls is not a hard game.
Yeah, that's its own running joke now.
Well, that's
Please
the
get
go-to
good.
when you're not good at something. They just,
yeah, that's
they
true.
just
I'm
keep
not
working
good
from
at
a
something.
bomb. Like,
And I think he said something like Warhammer 40k Space Marine ripped off Gears of War. And first of all,
What?
Warhammer 40k Space Marine is a phenomenal
Amazing
game that
game
everyone
you all
should
go and
play.
play right now. There are
Like,
so few really good
there's-
Warhammer
there's-
40k games.
Not
That's
even
why
just
they're
that,
great
but just
ones.
the fact, Rags, that game makes you feel like a fucking god.
You
through
feel like a space marine.
95% of that goddamn game.
Like there is no cover
so
system.
good.
I am the cover.
See, look at these
Ew.
PC guys right here, dog.
Dude, no, it's on console. It's on console. It's on console too.
console,
It's
too.
like on 360
Well,
and
it's just-
63.
There are
Yeah,
so many. Warhammer 40k is one of the most interesting lores and universes in gaming. Period. But there are so many crappy games about it.
Yeah,
When we
there's
see a
yeah.
good one, it's like we want to latch on to it.
Not only that, but that game's never gonna get a sequel. So you're
That's
gonna find
such
it
a
for
damn
like
shame.
$5 or $10, super cheap. I highly recommend everyone go play that game.
I'm just
because
glad there's going to be a Vermintide too.
Let's move on to the next topic. And quick shout out to everybody watching in the chat. Really do appreciate it. I do see a donation here. Shout out to you. What is this? A Tresk Zilla? Man, y'all and your funny names, yo. But shout out to you for the donation, man. Had something I wanted to gift you through the stream sometime, right?
Yeah, the Zaire moment.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I don't even know how to freaking pronounce his name.
Calapes moment.
Calamaze.
But shout out to you for the donation. Really do appreciate it. Shout out to everybody watching in the chat right now. We got 159 people watching. Super Spyro, OBJ, shout out to you, man. Nev, shout out to all my mods, Charisma, Jason, Ron, shout out to you, man. Who else we have in the chat? I want to
Hit the
shout
like
out real
button.
quick.
People are Rags. You are just triggering people.
Dude,
You got mine.
Love it.
Shout out to you, bro. Who else up in here, man?
I see Chrisma. Chrisma's always in my streams. What's up, man? Barbecue sauce. I see you too.
Oh, that's troll.
Barbecue sauce.
Dip Dop Doopity. Dip Dop Doopity. Shout out to you, man.
Common sense in the chat. What's good, bro?
Limbos. K Dot. Shout out to K Dot, man.
Chris Righteous.
Almighty.
Yeah, shout out
It's a
to you.
weapon wheel
Blazer.
writer right there.
There's Stu
Shout out.
Jersey. What's up, brother?
Blazer Keith. Malcolm. Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to all y'all watching, man. Really do appreciate it. All right, let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I'm about to say, DJ Clue, are we gonna?
Yo, we gotta mingle with the people, man. We gotta mingle.
We
with
actually
the people,
enjoy
man.
our fans. That's the difference.
Oh, I enjoy mine too. Or it would be Black City. Trust me, it'd be Black City if I didn't.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody watching and tuning in live right now. Would appreciate if you guys hit the thumbs up button. All right, so Assassin's Creed Origins. It's been a pretty hot topic, you know, the past couple of days on Twitter because a fellow Canadian, a real reliable source, real reliable, 10 out of 10 always right, D-Batch.
So this podcast, this team has been very busy digging a lot of graves.
No, it's not even like that. Look. This guy D-Batch.
Murderer podcast.
This guy D-Batch, what's it called? Went to a fan expo, right? And he claims that he spoke with a Ubisoft developer and he got inside information from this Ubisoft developers. The developer told him not to tell him his name, you know, told him a whole bunch of secrets. And he said that can confirm that Ubisoft is working on an exclusive 1080p 60 frames per second mode of Assassin's Creed Origins for the Xbox One X.
Whew.
All right, so I went to Fan Expo.
The same one, right?
Oh yeah, there's
Okay, the exact same one. All right, cool.
I went to Fan Expo, right? So I was there. I stood in line to play Assassin's Creed Origin as well. He said he played it on the Xbox One X. I right away knew it wasn't being run on the Xbox One X. It was running on PC, number one. And while I was there, I did not see any Ubisoft developers. I did not see a single one. When I spoke with this D-Batch guy, he said that, the Ubisoft developers were there. The Ubisoft developers were there on Thursday. When you went on Saturday, they left. So that's the explanation that we got. I cannot confirm nor deny this. But when I went, there was no Ubisoft developers there.
They was never there, bro.
When I went, there's no Ubisoft developers there.
Ubisoft has
There was
developers.
only Microsoft employees. So I got hands on with Assassin's Creed Origins. I got hands on with Assassin's Creed Origins. Yeah. And I also got hands on with Forza Motorsport 7, which he also claims that he played on the Xbox One X and it looks beautiful. Another game that was running on a PC. Because after the demo was over, right after, a command prompt would like pop up on the screen.
No, that's enhanced 4K console command. That's different. That's a feature.
Would, pop up on the screen and reboot the whole demo. So
And this was Sunday?
and no, this was Saturday, and he ran to his people and said he played it on the Xbox One X and it looked gorgeous. So, you know, I came out and made a video. Telling people, yo, you guys should take this information with a grain of salt and wait for Ubisoft to come out and confirm
all information.
Yep, right? Because he never got this guy on video. You know what I'm saying? It would be a different story if he recorded this whole interview with this Ubisoft developer. You know, he's not trying to disclose the person's name or none of that. So we're just going off his word. And he's been pretty accurate in the past, right, people? He's been pretty accurate.
Yeah.
That Ryzen and
man.
that Vega in the Xbox One X, he's been pretty dead on, right?
He also said the Red Dead Redemption 2 would have no problem running on the Xbox One X in native 4K 60 frames per second.
Oh,
Easy.
I heard
That D-Batch,
I heard this guy also said that, you know, the Switch is capable of doing 4K at a point or some shit like that. I heard some shit like that too. So
Displaying, but that is true. But anyway,
oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah,
and I wasn't talking about games, by the way. But anyway, go ahead.
All right, yeah. So my whole point is I came out and made a video telling people just to chill out wait for further confirmation. And guess what happened, bro?
Now you're a freaking Sony pony. You're a Nintendo
You're a
fan.
No, he's a
Here.
PC guy. You know, he's got
You're
a
a
1080
liar.
Ti, and you can't fucking talk about consoles. You don't know shit.
Rumors in our
Um,
favor must be true.
Look, he got
Yeah,
confused
yeah.
because all the Xbox exclusives are on a PC. So he
Yo,
got
WCCF Tech
That's what it
confirmed
was,
it, man. Why would they lie to me, dog?
Yeah, so
Look, you can never go by what no damn rep says. Remember that one rep that said all Wii U games were going to be 1080p, 60 frames per second? Like,
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
like you can't go. Is there a rep? Like, they're just some
their
dude
job
that
to
worked
sell you
at
things.
Burger King last week, and then this week they're demoing games. Like,
My favorite thing is like, when are they going to stop with the lies? Just the blatant,
When
absolute
people stop
lie.
believing them.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, not just that, but the absolute lie of like, yeah, it's running on an Xbox One X, and it's
Oh,
under
yeah.
a thing, and it's not even here.
Well,
it's a fucking
well,
PC.
Can I
It's two
see
parts
it?
of this,
No.
It's two parts of this though, right? Because these reps, like Trey said, they really don't know what the fuck they talking about a lot of the times. But at the same time, I don't believe that D heard this from anybody. He pulled this out of his ass. Like
You think he just made it up?
nobody told him this. He knew it was on
with
the
that
PC.
maple leaf.
Like, what is wrong with dude, bro? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You know what confuses me? Like he said he played the Forza demo. I watched his shit right after the demo, Jack. Like literally right after the demo, the command prompt pops up on the screen. So did he purposely come and lie and say he played it on the X?
Oh, man.
No,
They must have
dude,
swapped out the X when you
Not even
went.
just that, dude. At PAX West, they were saying that there were Windows updates happening on the Xbox
And
One
that's not a
X
problem.
kiosk
Yo,
stations.
guys, don't get that twisted. I actually have no problem with kiosks like running on a PC. Like that
I
doesn't
do.
really that doesn't bother me. Like when I see, you know
I
what?
don't know, that seems really
That
Microsoft,
bothers the
ridiculous.
fuck out of
That
me.
bothers the hell out of me.
You know
Yeah,
why?
that's
Because-
fucking
no,
bothers
I
me.
mean, if you're implying this on the Xbox One,
those games are on PC regardless anyway.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
they're
even-
not
not even
trying
that,
to.
but,
They're
like, if
not
you're
showing
telling
it
me
off.
this
as the
man-
Yeah,
this
if you're
PC
telling me
version.
this is on the Xbox
misleading.
One X,
yeah.
You
then,
get people
then
an
fucking
Xbox
show me
controller
on the Xbox One
with
X.
a big
Don't
Xbox logo.
Yeah.
It's misleading. And they don't get a pass just because it's Xbox, because they did that the start of the last generation. Remember, they were like, oh, these are PS3 360 games, and they found those Apple
You're on a
G5s.
99. You're like a 9970 or a GTX.
You know why that doesn't
something.
bother me too much? Because like especially if the games are like early in development and you know like they're just
But
like
that should
early
be
versions of the game.
that should be disclosed. Running on a PC.
So you get your
I agree with
expectations
that.
because
Yeah.
you're getting the expectations of these people
I don't know,
who think
absolutely.
it's Xbox.
I thought it was wrong that the guy lied to me and told me it was running on the X. That one I didn't appreciate because when I asked the guy, he told me it's actually running on the X. You know, when I was playing Assassin's Creed.
Well, that's
No,
just
I
an
don't
aggressive
appreciate
lie
that.
compared to a passive lie.
You know, that one I don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying? But like, if I go to a gaming event and you know, I'm in the Xbox or PlayStation setting, and some of these unreleased games are, you know, they're not ready yet and they're running off a PC or something, that doesn't really bother me, to be honest. That
If
doesn't,
if
like,
you
bother me.
hand someone a controller and they're sitting under a stand that's got an Xbox on it, or it's got an Xbox logo on it, and they've got all these little blurb text pieces that talk about the power of the cloud and bullshit like that people think is a thing that matters, then it's actually running a PC. I do have a problem with that. That's just lying to people. That's being
So-
deceptive.
So
Mhm.
even Cuphead, Kofi, that was on PC.
that I'm pretty sure that was running.
Probably was.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, Xbox One X is coming out a couple months. Cuphead's coming out this month.
Mhm.
Just show it. You know, I don't see why it's the most powerful console, right? Why aren't you showing it?
That is a little worrying. That is a little troubling. That is this stuff's right around the corner.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
I mean, unless they're worried
Yeah.
about somebody stealing it and putting it on eBay.
that's the first
but
thing I was thinking. But then at the same time, you have someone there. Like, what's the
Yeah.
problem?
They got
You know,
rent a
like-
cops. They ain't paying them enough, bro.
I guess, but the thing is, like, if you're trying to show this thing off, well, the thing is too, like, Players Unknown Battlegrounds, they were like, oh yeah, it's running on the Xbox One X in PAX West. There's 100 people, and it's like, this is you're playing it on the PC with a controller.
All right, so look, you know, he said all of this stuff about the rumor about Assassin's Creed Origins. Do you guys actually think this is actually possible, though? That's my question.
What
to you guys
here's
now.
what I think. What
Is
I
it
think for
possible?
what I think for the world's most powerful console, for a 4K gaming beast machine that has no compromises. I think it's odd that it's even a rumor. Shouldn't it do it without a problem?
Yeah, that's my question. Like, that's why I wanted to ask you guys as well. J-Man, what do you think? Do you think the X should be able to run this at 1080p 60 frames? What do you think?
Open world game like that.
I don't know. Like that CPU, man. That like my eyes just got really open after watching like Digital Foundry run Destiny 2 with a Pentium at 60
Yeah, boy.
frames.
And it was the same Pentium I told dealer about. Baby.
And then I'm just like, if this like the CPU in these consoles is weaker than that.
That Jaguar is crap, bro.
Yeah, that shit
Also,
is
the CPU is
So I
weaker.
don't know.
But the thing is, you guys, you got to remember, look, it's not a CPU and it's not a GPU. It's a system on a chip.
Yeah.
It is one thing doing both things. It is an impressive piece of technology, but it is one literal chip doing both the work of the GPU and the CPU. So you can't say one's weaker than the other. You can only say like what that one SoC can actually do. And I think that's where people are getting confused.
I mean, it's still the CPU and the
Well,
GPU. It's
you
on the
still
same
have.
die.
I mean, a man with a bad leg is still being held back by the bad leg with the good one. So
Yeah. But I mean, it is not as powerful as they would like you to make it out to be.
oh hell no, that's why they run it on PCs.
Exactly.
And look,
they should have
the
just
teraflops
marketed
that comes
as
in.
the most powerful system and got out of that uncompromised. Like,
Mhm.
there's no such thing as uncompromising, even on a PC. Like, there's no such thing. Like, why would they even use that terminology? It's stupid.
that is really dumb terminology.
Yeah, I
It should
think
be self-evidently just like, why would you say uncompromised? You got to make compromises somewhere.
Yeah, you know, they kind of backed themselves into the
All they
corner
had to
with
do
this
was
whole
say better than.
advertising
They
slogan.
just need a sticker on there that just says better than PlayStation 4 Pro. Like,
That would
I don't think you can
literally
throw
be better
shots like
marketing.
that, Trey.
That would be enough for people, though. I mean,
it would. It really
That's
would.
what I want.
Most powerful console ever made.
Back in the day, you know, with the
Exactly.
Sega and Nintendo,
Yeah, they would do some shit like that back in the day.
they would have done some shit, but now
Remember the Jaguar 64? They were doing that whole thing.
They would have done that. And the Jaguar 64 wasn't even a really 64-bit system. That's the really hilarious part.
They could have stuck with a lot of things like we're gonna make a monster. It's gonna be powerful. They could have done stuff like that.
It's gonna be the strongest console. Like they could have stuck with that slogan, but you know the 4K promises is gonna come back and bite them in the ass because every time a game is not like 4K, people are gonna point it out. You know what I'm saying?
Or
People are gonna point it out.
And rightfully so.
You're gonna set they kind of set themselves up.
But here's the thing though, when it comes to making promises like that, no matter how powerful the hardware is, it comes down to the developer choices. Could they get a game in 4K 60 frames per second running on the system? Yes, but they got to make cutbacks in other areas. But the developers may not want to do that. Like that's the reason why not all games are 1080p 60 frames per second, because they want to enhance other areas. And the fact that a lot of people can't even tell the damn difference anyway and act like they can, but they're always going to make a choice.
I think the problem is that, and it's not what the sad part is actually that it's not just Microsoft, it's all their cheerleaders online who are blowing this way out of proportion. And they're the ones who, I mean, this wouldn't be an issue if they would have just been realistic with the expectations here. Exactly. If they would have just said, wait and see, which is what anyone should be saying here is let's wait and see what it's like. People like Colt Eastwood asked me on Twitter, it's like, what do you think about such and such about the Xbox One X? It's like, ask me when it comes out.
Exactly.
Ask me when it's
show
not
me the benchmarks.
when it's, because here's the thing, Microsoft, they're a bunch of liars, right? They will lie to your face. And the thing is, there's nothing, you lose nothing by withholding judgment. You lose absolutely nothing, right? And all of these tests with Digital Foundry and at these gaming events and all that stuff, Microsoft will put this stuff out in the best possible way where it's all controlled. But once you get it into the hands of consumers where Microsoft can't watch over it, then that's going to be the reality of what it is. And that's what you should wait for.
I mean, they have a superiority complex. Like, even if they know, like they were still trying to advertise the OG Xbox One is more powerful than PlayStation 4. Like, even after the specs was out, it's like, stop.
Like, no, don't.
Like,
this is not the hill you want to die on. And they did actually. So there you go.
Yeah.
Like with the power of cloud, it's actually 3 times more power than PlayStation 4.
We have
Like,
400,000 servers for games.
I could see Assassin's Creed Origins on the X like having an uncapped frame rate mode, maybe at 1080p. I could see that.
But the thing is, like, it would be a wonderful thing because then you have the ability to give the consumer the choice of whether to go 4K or to go to 1080. Like that would be a fantastic thing because you can be like, okay, great. I don't have a 4K TV, but now I got 1080 60. Fuck yeah.
That's like the first way I learned about 60 FPS, because way back when the first BioShock on the Xbox had an option to give you 60 FPS, and it said it won't look as pretty, but you'll have 60. You know, it'll be smoother. And I barely noticed the difference in graphics, but it was and at the time I didn't know anything about FPS or why it was smoother or why it felt better or why it was just superior in every way. But you just feel about it.
You never heard of 60 frames per second until BioShock?
Well, I didn't get into gaming really until kind of then.
Oh, wow.
That's wild, man.
So you're a noob.
We're talking about
I'm a noob.
Really, like your folks weren't into gaming. They didn't allow you to like have games and shit, right?
I didn't tell my parents I bought that Xbox, but sometimes you do what you gonna do.
There you go.
Where you get the money for this?
Yeah. Like,
Rot your brain.
Oh, they never found it.
I remember when I actually bought Doom through the mail on PC. That was the only way to get it. You had the shareware. I had to hide Doom in the Acer desktop that my parents bought for like me to do schoolwork, and I got Doom and I got Diablo, and I had to buy them through the mail.
Yeah, boy.
I had a GoldenEye on the 64. Bought it off somebody. My mom took one look at that game. Nope, you're selling it. Get rid of it. I had to sell it. Yeah. I went through all that growing up.
I actually had to skip lunch. I was actually saving my lunch money and bringing lunch to school just so I could get some of those 64 games.
Free money from the parents.
Yeah, I think I didn't. Yeah, I didn't eat lunch at school for like 2.5 weeks just to get Mario 64. I think I don't know. I remember buying, get this, Turok 1 on the N64. That crap was $50 used, and the back of it looked like somebody tried to set it on fire, and it was still $50. Like the back of it is legit melted, like it was at the end of Terminator 2 or something. Like it was crazy.
Turok, yeah, I remember that shit.
Try this. Get an N64 for Christmas. Get Mario 64, probably one of the best games of all time. Go to your friend's house and then play Final Fantasy VII a week later and be like, what the fuck is this? I need this too. And then try to convince your parents you also need a fucking PlayStation.
You just got the 64.
And you just got a 64 and you were like, I want both.
See, you had that privilege. We wouldn't get we weren't giving no two systems.
Yeah,
that's why people that's why people was like, how come you had the Genesis, you had the Super Nintendo too?
No, look, listen, there's no privilege in a Cuban home. You earn your fucking money.
Look, some of us were lucky to get a Game Boy on the weekends, so it's wherever you are.
Dog, I don't know, man. Yo, you don't know that. You don't know that struggle if your parents never took away and hid your controller, dog. You don't know that struggle.
I do.
I do.
Hid the controller. That was the easiest. I had to like disconnect everything and give it back to my parents on Sunday night at 6 p.m.
Yeah, they would hide the controller. That would hurt my heart, bro.
That's when you find where the hiding place is. You play the game.
My mom would put them in the closet. I just
she climb up too. I found a hiding space, and when that garage door started coming up, when they got home, I had to run.
The garage door. Everybody knows the garage door.
The garage door, because they would hit the garage door before I could see him through the window.
You got like 30 seconds, like a solid 30 seconds to get it all put away.
It was two stories too. I know they heard me.
My dad, like when he wanted to get me to study and shit, he would take that shit to work. It hurt me.
Oh, that's worse.
You asked out there.
Look at me now, Dad.
Your dad was smart.
Yeah.
We took it to work.
Damn.
Yeah. Honestly, like, back in the 80s and 90s, just like knowing that pain is so good because now that we're older, we can just be like, I have 600 games on Steam, you guys.
I
can play whenever, but like now I'm like, I have to go to bed because I have work in the morning.
So I got so many damn games because we was struggling, man.
My Game Boy had a printer attached to it.
We all know the original game though, and that was MS Paint. Let's be real.
Minesweeper.
MS Paint was one of the originals. Ski Free. Minesweeper, and if you were lucky enough, you got to play 3D pinball.
That pinball.
Space Cadet. I remember that. Yeah, Space Cadet.
What you know about that Oregon Trail, my guy?
So Oregon Trail's good.
It's the only game that you could play at school.
But where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
I got word.
Now we're fucking talking.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Let's continue. Another news.
Our nostalgia meter went through the roof right there. I like it.
I was about to bring up the
crow. It just reminded me of how pissed I was when I encountered price gouging for the first time. The N64 was sold out everywhere. I finally got the freaking money. calling around. We ain't got it. Called Game Crazy or called some store. I was like, you got any N64? They were like, yeah. And something told me to ask how much. I don't know why. And they're like, oh yeah, $349.99. And I was like, what?
Welcome to adulthood.
Exactly. I couldn't believe that crap.
All right, another news. Yo, the Xbox One, the OG one, is officially discontinued.
Rest in peace, big fella.
Who got the Xbox One day one? Who got?
I'm excited.
Why are you laughing?
Never buy day one. People.
I bought the Xbox One day one.
Wow, the L roll call.
I bought it day one. I can't lie. I paid like $600 for it. I bought it with a whole bunch of.
You bought a pistol too?
Because I'm from Canada, dog. What do you guys think?
That was just the system?
Like, no, okay, what? I think it launched over here for $4.99. That plus a game, a couple of games. That shit cost me like $600.
Plus paying for online.
Man, you got that. You got that Connect. You got that Connect 2.0. Huh?
$60 games.
Yo, the way
to make the music videos on Kids Move.
You funny, dog. You funny, bro.
I'm telling you.
Yo, Erica, you bought it day one too, right?
I did. Actually, my story's worse. I sold that one, then I rebought another one.
Oh Lord!
In the same day?
But no. This was
good. I was about to say, whoa now.
But to my credit, we bought it with like the TV, so we sold the TV, and we barely paid anything.
Oh wait, no, you got it. I remember you got it from Best Buy, didn't you?
Yeah, it was pretty
much. You got the Xbox for like $99. Like you
pretty much. So it was not too bad.
With a TV.
Yeah, they had some deal where you got the Xbox and a TV for like $600 or $650.
It was really pushing that TV.
I think it was $500, and it was a smart TV. So I sold it to my brother-in-law's parents. And we actually paid like $100 really for the Xbox One.
Yeah. And there's people out there going, I have to buy another TV for my new Xbox? What?
Mm-hmm. I got the OG Xbox One Christmas 2014 as a gift. I told myself I wasn't buying it. So that's my story about it, but it's no longer here. Big fella been gone before he even died.
I got rid of mine when the S dropped. I traded it in for the S. That's what I did.
Where you still got your S?
Yeah, so
I still got my S. I still got my S, man. It's upstairs. It's collecting dust, dog. Tell you the truth, dog. I'm probably gonna get rid of it. I haven't decided yet. I'm just holding out in case Microsoft, decides to pull the rug under people and be like, "Oh, this is that one."
It's not gonna happen, dog.
In other words,
that's not exclusive.
If they do that, I'm buying the Xbox One X. Like if they do that, I'm buying it. If it's a game I want.
You're in denial. It's not coming.
I don't think so. Like, I think Play Anywhere is the future, and I think Microsoft is gonna. This is the direction that Microsoft is going with in the future, which I like. In other news, Sea of Thieves, another Microsoft news. A lot of people are talking about this. Sea of Thieves will have a 540p 15 frames per second option. A lot of people
15 frames.
It's enhanced for the Xbox One.
Play that?
No, there's misconceptions. That's the Switch version.
That'd be the only thing. Like, is that for PC or for Xbox?
Yeah, I think it's
for PC.
It's just for PC.
That makes very little sense.
15 frames.
Is that
I guess for people
out there who are playing on grandma's laptop.
That's the GoldenEye 64 mode, I guess. 15 frames.
Wow.
I mean, it's
15.
I'm in favor of it because
can I knock it? Why?
Yeah, there's no reason.
Options. So
it's an option that you have if you want to go for it. I'm sure there's no. As shocking as it seems, there are some people who don't mind playing at that abysmal draconian performance.
No, I couldn't even see that resolution, but it seemed like if the resolution's that low, the frame rate should be higher, not lower. Like,
yeah, but games like Dota and League of Legends far supersede that frame rate and that resolution rate, and they're much lower on the headroom with the engine. So what is?
Well, they're just saying it's an option, dog. It's just an option, not a big deal.
Options are good.
It's an option.
Look, I'm not saying options are bad. What I'm saying is, like, every PC has whatever resolution you want. Why is 540p 15 FPS?
Well, that's the lowest it can go, dog. All right. So the guy who was Rare computer.
Why not 480?
Rare said that they heard from some people who actually. I mean, I guess they heard that there was enough people out there who. Well, their justification was they said if you're enjoying the game, then no matter what, then why should they as developers knock you for it?
So they want to have a seizure while playing this game? Or?
Well, like I said, I mean, that's why. There are some people out there who are okay with 30 FPS. Can you believe that?
That's unacceptable.
I know, right?
Yeah,
so it's really about perspective. It really is.
Yeah, it's an option, not a big deal to me.
Maybe they want the Minecraft experience or something. I don't know.
Like I said, there are people out there who are playing on grandma's old laptop or whatever they can get their hands on, and so if they see a game out there from the very, very few games they could play on that 10-year-old Dell or whatever, and if this is one of those few games they could buy, I mean, it doesn't hurt the devs, it doesn't hurt anybody who'll play over it. It's just an option for those very few out there who either can't run higher for whatever reason in 2017 or they don't care.
I think that was a publicity thing to get people.
It might be.
About it.
It might be.
Because
it works. Because here we are.
Because we're talking about how stupid it is. Meanwhile, giving them publicity. So
not even just that, but I think like on a PC though, you're able to like you should just have the options to change whatever settings you want to match for.
That's one of them.
I want to play 8K.
I know, but like it just doesn't make any sense to me in the sense of like having it as a mode. You see what I'm saying? More so than, like,
I mean, because the PC will do whatever it does, and you can restrict it how much you want. But I guess I don't know. I mean,
maybe they're trying to make like it seems like the game's for kids, so just to be like
oh, you just pissed off so many people.
You know, I guess I don't know, but whatever. You know, but I mean, I play Mario, so fuck it, I don't care. So like
Mario's for adults. You take that back.
I love Mario.
He's not even a plumber anymore.
I know that's fucking.
I heard about that.
Like a man.
But like to me, it's just like, why don't they just do auto detect and just set it to whatever the system can handle? I don't.
Let's move on, man. It ain't that serious. It really ain't that serious. Let's move on.
It's just an option. It's no biggie.
No, that actually is a good idea, but yeah. Anyway.
All right, so in other news, Xbox news.
A lot of damn Xbox.
Yeah, that's like that. All right, yo, Jack, we got some news for you. Yo, Dead Rising 4 is coming to PlayStation 4, dog.
Come on, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, dog.
He know that he low key jumped out of his chair.
There's 4 Dead Risings.
Yeah.
You clicked your heels together when you found out another.
Even PlayStation dudes don't want that one, bro. That shit.
Yeah,
I'm good, bro.
I've never understood the hype for that game, like ever. Like
it had its moments.
I like the way
the first one.
I like the first one. The first one was
lit.
I mean, the most thing I hear people say is like, "Look how many zombies is on screen." I was like, "What is it fun?"
Look at how many frames aren't on screen.
I heard that the first one had a really weird time restrictions. Is that right?
Well, it was strange,
cool.
but the thing is, the first one was the first one.
Yeah.
So it was kind of new at the time. You're in a mall. There's zombies everywhere. Use whatever you can to kill all the zombies. And that was kind of a novel idea, sort of at the time. The way it was all framed with a camera and everything.
The first one was lit. The first one was.
It was. I remember playing that way back in the day. It was a pretty good game.
It overstayed.
It has a lot of Japanese
Wait,
influence.
Like there's 4 of it.
I just think Dead Rising overstayed its welcome. Like I don't think people care about the franchise.
I think
anymore.
that's it. Yeah.
Erica, what's your thoughts?
Too many. What was the one that came out at the launch? Was it launch of Xbox One?
Dead Rising 3.
That game was so awful. Frame
God.
rates are so bad. I've never been a fan. I've never really played it, so I don't have an opinion. But yeah, it seems like there's just too many of them. People don't care anymore.
I wonder if there's gonna be another one.
No, this one didn't sell, bro.
They should let it die. And this should.
Here, let me see if I can Google that real quick.
I think it's weird because I feel like Capcom is
It didn't sell like under $1 million in like since its launch. It didn't sell at all.
Yeah,
As of April 2017, the game has sold under 1 million copies, short of Capcom's expectation of 2 billion.
2 billion.
Well,
no, but what gets on my nerves is that Capcom, they'll spend money developing that trash, but they won't give us some other stuff that we want.
Like Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, we need that.
Like Pokemon Snap 2.
What the fuck?
All right, yo. So the other
out that black
they're laughing now. They're laughing now.
I liked the
other-
Pokemon Snap.
Nah. Those are trash. I don't want.
the Wii U would have been great with the Pokemon Snap. Is all I'm saying.
I don't want to hear about no
Pokemon
Pokemon
launch title for the Switch.
Man, I don't want to hear about no Snap, dog. All right, yo. Final Fantasy 15 will use checkerboard resolution on
True 4K gaming beast
on the Xbox One X. It's going to be using checkerboard resolution. So what's up?
That's not even that bad. It's just the fact that these Xbox fanboys was making fun of checkerboarding. That's the only problem. Like,
okay, the Xbox
it's not that
guys, for years, the Xbox guys said that, resolution doesn't matter because PlayStation had better resolution. The PlayStation games looked better, right? Resolution doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. And then sure enough, the Xbox One X gets announced. And all of a sudden, 4K is the most important thing since they started slicing the bread you buy at the store.
But honestly, fanboys on both sides have done that.
Yeah.
All the time. Just like PlayStation 2 gamers said they didn't care about graphics either. And then PlayStation 3 came out, all of a sudden they care. So I mean, that's how it is.
It's only we only have to talk about it unless it's when it's in our favor.
Yeah.
All of a sudden graphics matter now.
Yeah, so like the whole using checkerboard resolution, like I agree with y'all. Like I don't see no problem with it. Like that doesn't bother me at all. It was just funny that fake 4K and all of that shit was made fun of, right? Fake 4K,
how they built it up.
all these slogans, and I told people also to chill with that shit because
it'll come back to bite you in the ass.
I remember your tweets.
I've been saying that from so long ago. I've been like, yo, you guys better chill because the X will have games that are checkerboard resolution, and here we are. Games are getting announced as there's plenty of games without a checkerboard resolution.
It's like a cult, man. I've never seen it this bad before. I've never seen it this bad before.
It is like a cult.
Oh no, it's been worse than that. I remember before the PS3 came out, I told people, because I had read some articles, somebody talking about that, some specialists, and they said that the PlayStation 3 would not have all their games be 1080p because at the time Sony was trying to make it look like all their games were going to be 1080p native. I posted that link on the IGN forums and PS3 board, got banned immediately.
That's immediately where you goofed right there. You're on IGN boards.
Well, that's where you used to be back in the day.
You stayed off that shit.
No, you were outside playing with your friends.
You were on Antagonist Gaming on AOL. That's where you went, boy.
Playing with your friends. I wasn't 8 back then. I was grown.
9-year-olds can have friends. Okay, I'm just saying.
And that's pretty much. Like
forgot how old I am. I was a grown man back then too.
That's pretty much the Xbox news we have for today. We don't have much PlayStation topics today, but there was a little finesse going on that with Knack 2. J-Man, you want to fill us in?
This is huge news. I don't know if this is still active at the moment. Probably not. They probably stopped.
No, they shut it down.
Yeah. So actually, shout out to my man 3MG. It was actually his article on his website, 3MG. I believe it's live.com. I'm not sure, but he had an article about Knack 2 being free on the New Zealand PlayStation Store. So I went ahead and I made my free account, and sure enough, I was able to download Knack 2 for free. Cool. And I started spreading the word, and some dudes was like, I don't even care enough to download it.
Wow. It's too much trouble. They said it's too much trouble.
Bro, I didn't even want this shit for free. Like, yo, J-Man's in the DMs like, yo, all you gotta do is just make a New Zealand account.
Yo, it takes 5 minutes.
It takes 5 minutes. I'm like, yo,
yeah, but I could be pooping in that 5 minutes.
Yo, I'm like, I tried. I'm like, this shit wasn't working right away. I'm like, fuck this. Like, yo, by the time I even play this game, shit's gonna be free anyways. It's gonna be based.
Oh my god! Erica was getting all paranoid. She was like, if my account gets banned for Knack 2, I'll never live this down.
I was like, I'll never live this down ever.
No. Knack is not a bad game. It's just an old school game. You're just not used to it.
Yeah, so if you're in the chat and you got Knack 2 for free, say something so I can see y'all. Shout out to
drop a Knack 2 baby in the chat if you got it free.
If you got Knack 2 for free, drop
don't drop baby. Drop search on yourself.
It's actually not. It's not a bad game. It's actually fun.
Yeah.
Did they fix the combat?
Right.
So, Erica, what's your thoughts? Let's hear from Erica. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I did a first impressions. I haven't played since the first impressions, so they're pretty much the same. It's pretty fun.
Wait, hold on. Pretend you didn't get it free. That's kind of like somebody gives you a free taco.
Okay,
You're like,
okay.
this isn't that bad.
Okay, this is what I was planning on doing. If I didn't get it free, I was gonna wait for a price drop. I was not gonna buy it.
Oh my god.
Possibly like later on down the line. But since I got it free, of course, I jumped on it. It kept my attention. I wanted to keep playing, but I couldn't because life. But It's not bad. I'm being real. It's not
It
bad.
kept my attention. That's the highest
did.
endorsement.
That's more than
But life kicked
Bye,
in.
bye, bye.
Hey, you know what? I
more
didn't
than I
fall asleep while I was
expected.
playing.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad because it was free, but life kicked
Required
in.
2 hours.
All right, so
I'm not saying enough. It's
All right,
good.
yo, J Main is the Knack ambassador. So let's do some J Main.
Nah,
Oh, my
the Knack hype was definitely misread by Sony. I mean, from that Knack 2 baby video.
Just saying that the Knack hype is just
No, there were some people actually hyping Knack, and they were hyping it because it was developed by the guy that made the PlayStation 4, the guy that worked on Sonic 2. I mean, it should have been a good game, but it's not.
It's like Knack 2 runs at 60 frames per second. It has a mode at least where you can run at 60 frames per second. That's a plus. That's
great
a
right
plus
there.
from the last one. But you know, Knack as a character is still trash. He is a garbage character. The combat is a little better, but I feel like it's gonna take a while for you to, you know, upgrade the skill tree and all of that. So it's still suffering from.
He looks like he was made out of graham crackers. Like, well, how are we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a trash looking character. I just think the whole idea of Knack is garbage.
Yeah.
But,
The
like,
thing is,
the
Jamie too,
platform-
is he's so serious when I think he should be more humorous. Because he looks ridiculous, but he's
But
very
he talk like a
serious.
fucking R&B singer.
Yeah,
What? Say wait,
pretty
what?
much. He has a
Jack,
deep
sound like Barry
voice.
White.
Yo, Jack, you get on this finesse? You get on.
I purchased Knack 1. I did not beat Knack 1. It's in, I didn't feel the need to download this, bro. I could have did it. You know what? Nah, fam, I'm good.
Yo, it's crazy. The pony commissioner.
Even the pony
And-
commissioner.
And on the other, well, I don't blame people that was doing this, but at the same time, you know, people be making fun of like PC dudes, like, oh, they steal and pirate. I ain't want to hop on the bandwagon.
If it was
Yo, shut up. It was The Last of Us 2, you would have been all over.
nah,
that
if it was
motherfucker.
I would've bought it still.
nah, if it was an indie game, he'd be on it. But anyway,
Now, if it was a game I was fucking with, yeah, I'm doing that. But Knack 2, it looked okay. Apparently, the way, and this is the problem I got, the way they marketed it made it look like it had online co-op. Now, one of my buddies got Knack 2. The game only has local co-op. What's going on?
Oh,
Yeah,
see, I
online
didn't
would
know
have
that.
been great.
I mean, you could do what is that shit called? PlayStation
SharePlay.
SharePlay. And of
I
course,
mean, but I'd rather have it like natively on the game.
Oh, yeah,
though,
definitely.
man, like-
They dropped the ball right there. That's what I said. They didn't put enough care into this game for me to believe that they really believe
they
that this
dropped
is
the ball,
thing to
greenlighting
come.
its development. Like, why would you make a sequel to Knack?
Jeez, Trey.
No, I think they misread the hype. I really think they believed the hype was real for Knack.
That I saw that.
It was a meme, you know. It became a
Yeah,
meme.
it was a
That's
meme.
what-
They misread.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a misprint when that game came out, but when I was at Target the day after it came out, that crap was already on sale. A day after.
I mean, okay, Knack is not a bad game. It's just repetitive, dog. They need to flesh out the gameplay. That was the biggest issue with that game. Like, it was just way too fucking repetitive. It got boring quick. Like,
And I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, and it's still like it suffers from that. The platforming is decent, but yeah, it's nothing to scream from the top.
Yeah,
of the
it's
roof
not
about.
groundbreaking or anything. It's just
Nah.
it's something to do.
it's generic. It's like it's
not
kind of
bad.
generic.
Yeah,
bro.
like look, I was planning on getting it, but like just not anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't even waste your money, man.
I got better things to play right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to finish Nier Automata right now, dog.
Don't,
Like,
that's
don't
great.
buy that game, man. You can
Hey,
get
it's
it.
on the 5 that you've been ducking.
Buy that
Well,
game,
you said that
man.
Persona 5, yo, that's gonna be done by the end of the year.
Ooh, I'm still on that too. Damn.
That's
You
gonna be
can
done
get
by the end of the year.
Save
Mark it down.
save that money, dog. Get you a few hot and readies or something, bro. Don't
You know what's coming? Mario. Odyssey coming, baby.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
Mario
man.
coming too.
All right,
You
so
got
let's get into the Nintendo news, I guess.
Here we go.
LA Noir is coming to the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, and the Xbox One. And a lot of people were going absolutely crazy today on Twitter because the LA Noir version on the Switch is supposedly the 360 version. That's what I be hearing.
Yeah, it's not.
So
Hold on. What if I told you? What if I told you
what's up?
that LA Noir is a bad game?
Okay, we'll
No,
talk.
no, we can talk about it. We can talk about that.
What if I told you that LA Noir may not even be considered a game?
All right, you know what? All right, yeah,
It's not even a
I'm trying to hear
game.
you right now. Yeah, we're trying to hear- All right, so we're gonna let you know King Damage Control, Dr. Trey.
Say what? You better reintroduce me. King Damage Control. Okay.
Play up.
And
Play up.
So
First of all,
I'm the king. Been telling you that game's been coming for a year. But anyway, look, people are doing the same exact thing that they did with Skyrim. They're looking at the description, the PR description of the game, and assuming that this has no enhancements like the other versions. Same thing with Skyrim. When it was just called Skyrim Switch, they're like, this is a special edition. It's not gonna have the new shaders, blah blah blah. Yeah, have that seat, it does. Right? Now, with this game, it's probably not gonna, of course, it's not gonna look the same, but it is gonna be a port of the PlayStation 4 version. And the reason why I say this, among others, is that people don't realize it would actually be easier to port a finished PlayStation 4 version to the Switch than port the 360 version to the Switch. Because the architecture between the PlayStation 4 and Switch is more similar than the 360 and the Switch. It's gonna be a port of that version. It's not gonna look the same, but it's gonna be a port of that version. Period. And anyone that's saying it's gonna be the 360 version, prepare for that seat in the future.
Look, all right, so we have these discussions. Like, people were actually coming at me surprisingly because I wasn't upset that, you know, the Switch's version is not on the same level as the PS4.
Of course not.
Xbox One.
Yeah,
People were coming at my neck and saying that I was damage controlling because, you know, because the versions are not the same. And I was actually pretty blown away today because I was like, yo, are you guys not like comprehending? Like,
you understand what hardware is?
The size of the Switch? Are you guys not comprehending?
You know, Call of Duty Nazi Zombies on the iPhone is actually weaker than the console version, by the way.
It's not a stagnant, you know, system that, you know, a dedicated home device that it's a portable device that you could bring with you. Are you guys not like understanding that? Like, it's literally like 6 or 7 inches like long. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know what? When people do that,
this is what's up, Kobe. What are you talking about, man? This is what's Kobe talking about over there.
Chill.
Mm-hmm. No, but you know what? When people do that, it's kind of funny. It's kind of counterintuitive because when they expect something as small as the Switch to outperform PlayStation Pro and all this crap, what you're pretty much saying is that you think that Nintendo are way better engineers.
You think they're wizards.
That's what you're saying right there. Like, as soon as I saw how small the Switch was, that was it. Like,
dog, but like, can we be real here, dog? The original Xbox One will outperform the Switch any day. We all know that, right? The original Xbox One, Xbox One, the first. Look, to me, when I see the Switch hardware, I see it like somewhere not between, but like maybe more capable than the Wii U, but not even close. I'd
even say similar.
Not even close to the Xbox One yet. So it's in the same kind of realm as the Wii U.
It's quite a bit more powerful.
I know that. All right, don't overhype it.
Like, it's doing 720p 30 on Breath of the Wild.
It's running out some batteries, dog.
No, actually, it's 900.
It's running out
30.
It's only 900p when it's docked. It's not 720 when it's handheld mode.
Yeah, so that kind of blew my mind.
Why would you even pick? Never mind. It's a 900p game.
Look, people need to understand, like, this is, if I had to get a console right now, it would be a Switch. And there are reasons for this. There is, like, let's take I got a 3DS, right? You don't have to have all that power to have a good gaming experience. You don't. This is coming from someone with SLI 1080 Ti's. What you have to do is you have to have a vision, and you have to have a focus. All right. There's a reason that first off, it's the games. All right. It's the games. Nintendo has lots of games. They've had lots of games. They have a style to them that is not necessarily very demanding. They're colorful, they're bright, they look unique, they're interesting to look at. They're not just brute forcing you with browns and grays and things like that. Look, you should take a game and you should don't fly too close to the sun with your ambitions for performance on these high-end games or games that are on consoles and PCs and things like that. Have your versions of games that try not to do too much, that don't require as much, that can focus on a certain experience and deliver with it. Don't try to do too many things and spread out and just trip over yourself trying to give people too much.
But part
Absolutely.
of that, a big reason of that is Sony and Microsoft's fault because they hype these systems up. I mean, do you guys remember the stuff they were saying about the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One before they came out? Oh, it's gonna do. They had niggas from AMD saying they were gonna do Avatar graphics, like Avatar. Like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, like I think some
look
people,
it up.
honestly, like, yo, the hardware is out, people. Like, enough is enough. Like, you guys have some people have some unrealistic expectations for the Switch, and it's just corny. And when you point it out, they say you're damage control. Like, I don't even know how they were telling
You're just
me
being
about
realistic.
damage control.
Yeah.
Be realistic
Aren't these the
about it.
same,
Like, what do you expect? Like, what do you guys really expect? Though?
When the hardware first came out, wasn't these the same people who were telling us that the Switch is weak and it doesn't compare to PS4 and
Exactly.
Xbox One?
Now
Now
they're
when the
mad.
game doesn't perform on the par with PS4 and Xbox One, you're shocked?
Yeah,
I don't know. I find it funny when people said there's no way the Switch would be able to get ports. It's gotten some ports that look pretty. Like, I mean, of course,
No,
they
it's gonna be
look the same, but
compromised.
They're understandable. They
They
look
look pretty
understandable.
decent compared to some of the PS4 games, and now I got people saying, "Well, does it look as good as the Pro?" Like, really, dude?
Dog, look, there's gonna
It's
be
not gonna be good
compromises
enough
on the
for them.
Switch. Like, dog, looking at its form factor, its portability. If you bought a Switch not expecting compromises, slap yourself real quick. Just slap yourself real quick. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have compromises, but the benefit is that the whole point of the Switch is that it's portable, dog.
Exactly. Yes, it
That's the
runs
whole-
bad.
that's
It
like the
doesn't
main-
look great,
that's
but you
the
can
main
play it
selling
in your
point.
car.
Yeah, that's the main.
Not only
selling
that,
point,
but like
dog.
it's just such a wonderful thing to be able to be like, I'm gonna play in portable mode. Now I'm just gonna dock it and play in docked mode. Then I'm gonna go back to portable mode.
mad,
Like
dog.
the
Even-
ability for you to pick it up and move around is what everybody likes about that system.
Yeah,
And
dog.
the fact that you're playing big games on it, and the fact that you can have games like Zelda, Mario Kart, Splatoon, you know, Mario Rabbids, like all these games coming to it that are great that you can do. Like they look good in
Anywhere.
your TV and they look good in the handheld mode, and you're like, I can do whatever I want. It's great. Like
when it comes to the Switch, there's a lot. You know, the mobility aspect of it is obviously a huge selling point. But I have a 3DS, so to me, it seems like a Switch would be like pointless.
No.
I don't think it'd be. So to me, Rags, like the thing is, it depends if you've already cleared your 3DS catalog or not.
Nope.
Right.
To
Then I
me-
would say wait.
To me, it's like a better 3DS, and you can hook up to your TV. Like you hook up to your TV. To me, that's like a huge draw.
Yeah.
Until
'Cause
they
I like
stop like
handheld.
supporting the 3DS,
Like, you know
that's
what's
when I would
crazy,
think. it should be
Erica,
over.
like, you know what's crazy to me? Like, I don't know if I'm just easily impressed or something like that. But like,
Well, you did buy Xbox One at launch.
yeah, you did.
Got him.
yeah. So like, look, when the game is announced, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it's a game that I already completed on my PC, right? But all of a sudden, when they throw the word portable to it, then
Yeah.
it just like something fires in my brain. Like, yo, that's fucking sick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying?
And-
Like, I feel like I would actually rebuy a lot of games to play them on the go or anywhere. Like, honestly,
Exactly.
right now, Rockstar dropped like GTA 5 port. I don't give a shit if it's a PS3 version. Shit, I don't give a shit if it's a 360 version. If that wasn't a portable form factor to me, that's impressive to me, dog. That's impressive. Because
That's
there's
why-
nothing like it. There's nothing like it, though. You know
That's
what I'm
one
saying?
of the reasons when they showed or when they announced or even when it was rumored about what the hook of the system was going to be, I was like, this crap is going to do crazy because it's going to be people that buy it just because, like, they're going to be rebuying games they already have and buying two versions of games.
Look
just
at
so
Mario
they can
Kart
play
8,
it
though.
everywhere.
I mean, look
Yeah,
what it's sold on the Wii
I
U.
think gamers need to calm down with Skyrim, though. This is getting ridiculous. It was ridiculous a long time ago. Stop fucking buying Skyrim, dear God.
Well, okay, well, to be fair, this seems like one of the least glitchiest Skyrims at launch.
No, Dre, it's a Bethesda game. It's gonna be
It's done.
I said seem. I said seem.
Yeah, you can seem anything. It's Bethesda. Let's be real.
I think
but-
Skyrim is one of the most overrated games of all time.
I enjoyed it, though. I beat it.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah,
It's a calm, I think it's a
Skyrim's
calm game.
absolutely all
It's
right.
definitely not Morrowind, but it's you know, I use it to like fuck around when I want to relax or
Yo,
whatever.
but yo, when they say Skyrim, yeah, it's another release. But when they say like, yo, Skyrim on the go, then like, yo, like, you know what? It makes it a little bit more appealing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
when you put portability, when you add portability to anything, if you're like into that kind of stuff, it just makes
Kofi, I'm gonna blow your
better.
mind.
Yeah,
There's-
but I'm
better.
when I leave the house, it's to do things.
yeah.
What was
Well,
that,
the thing
Alex?
Yo,
Check this out, Kofi. There is a program called Rainway that they're gonna put onto the Switch. And lets you access your entire PC catalog.
I really doubt
play your
that's going to
PC
happen.
Is that
Well,
true? Like that's like their stream?
I really doubt that's going to happen.
That's what do you mean? That's fucking dope as shit. I have a Steam link. It works the same.
No, it's
Yeah, but we don't know if
no. It sounds dope in practice, but I don't think it's really gonna work as advertised. But we'll see.
It would if it works. That's fucking great. I'm not saying that's a reason to buy a Switch, but that's a
If it works, they
cool
might get
thing.
sued.
Why would they get sued? It's just transmissions over the internet. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So Nintendo confirmed this, or
I don't know.
No,
So
no.
Rainway
Some
confirmed that it's
app-
coming
I heard
to-
about it. It's some app
Yeah.
that lets you like stream, to your PC or some shit. Like,
Stream.
You're pretty much just
No,
using
thank
it
you.
as the damn screen.
yeah, or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Just like
But unless you can do-
same thing.
I mean, unless you can do that like online to where you can leave, it's not. Why not just? That's like
Yeah, but I
playing
want to
in
like
hand-
if I can sit in bed and play my games for my
yeah,
PC,
I'm with you,
what's the
Alex.
problem with
I
that?
want
That's
that.
I mean,
fucking
you could-
great. That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm playing this game on my PC. I'm playing Deus Ex Mankind Divided right now.
better things to do in bed. Just saying.
You want to do something in bed? I'll tell you what I'm going to do in bed, boy.
Oh god.
Yes, Daddy.
No, I'm with you,
Oh
Alex.
my god.
Yeah,
That nigga
went
fart?
there.
Oh, hold on. Wait a
Went
minute.
there.
Oh, Jesus
Wait a
Christ. Let's
minute.
turn it. Press pause. Podcast.
I missed it. What happened? I
We're
missed
talking
it.
about the Switch. We're talking about the Switch. We're talking about the Switch.
There are more ways than one to say, Mike.
Yeah, we can't get Alex and Rags in the same place. You already know how
Oh,
Alex
God.
is with the gay jokes. We can't get these.
Who
two
said they
guys
were
together,
jokes,
dog.
Kofi?
Oh,
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
man.
Left.
I'll be your
This shit
Nintendo
gone,
Switch.
Go back to watching Big Brother.
All right, yo, we cut this off. Yeah, we cut this
Next
off.
topic.
Yeah, you better stop with that topic. We're gonna keep your monetization.
Don't worry, sir, I got a fix for you too.
Cut this
What's the
off.
Patriots
dog.
score? Like, come on.
Yeah, we cutting this off. dog. We
What's
about to
funny
cut-
is that I haven't been demonetized yet. So
Me either, but I make definitive content.
oh my god.
Yeah, I'll keep waiting.
Keep waiting.
Jack had something to say about that.
Jack got a reality check today.
If I'm getting demonetized, nobody's safe.
Yeah, Eric.
I know this heartache always comes in when something suspect goes.
Cardi goes, what the fuck did I just click on?
Shit went left, dog.
I love this fucking
Can't get
podcast.
these two mans in the podcast.
I'm a married man. It's fine. I can make whatever joke I want.
Mhm.
that's true. I'm not a home wrecker.
Yeah, I mean,
said they
You
were
know,
jokes?
see?
All right,
What was the topic? I don't even
Yo,
remember.
player unknown
Next
PUBG.
Yo, player unknown battlegrounds has sold 10 million copies on Steam.
That's insane.
Insane.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
That's
Crazy.
insane.
But hey,
That's-
the game is still in early access and it runs like shit.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
it
much
definitely
does
runs like shit.
how much does it cost on Steam?
30 bucks.
30.
Oh, I mean,
And it should be contender for
price.
game of the year.
good
It
price.
should not be
Yeah, we could talk.
contender.
Yeah, we could.
Game
We
of
could.
the
We could.
year.
All right.
We could talk
First
about
off,
because I know
like-
Rags feels differently about that. But first, let's just
So-
talk about this 10 million shit first.
The 10 million.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
That's 2 million in the last 2 weeks. 2 million in the last 2 weeks. And it wasn't even its first 2 weeks either. Okay. So take Horizon Zero Dawn, take Breath of the Wild, add those two together. PUBG sold more. Those games came out before PUBG did.
Mhm.
Also, PUBG, I mean, that's like 60,000 copies a day consistently since the end of March because it came out March 23rd of this year. And it has already sold 10 million
It is
copies
a wild fucking
on
game.
just Steam.
Yeah, this game's honestly blowing up. This game is blowing up, and
It's a fun game. I mean,
It
It
is
is
a good
yeah,
game.
yeah, you've been playing this on PC actually. So that's
absolutely.
What's your thoughts on it?
It's a good like Alex said. The only problem I got with it is that it runs like ass. But other than that, I mean, it's
Yeah.
fun.
It is.
That's
It
to be
is such
expected for early
a diamond
access,
in
yeah.
the rough.
on your laptop or in general?
Oh, in general, it
Well, in
runs pretty
general,
good.
I could
Yeah, I got a 1080 Ti, and this shit don't run.
I have a
Like, I should be-
1070.
I should be
and it
like
goes to
burning.
one frame.
I should be burning this game like.
That's why it's 30 bucks.
it'll get better. It's an
It-
early
it- it
access
can choose
game.
when it wanna run,
Optimization
right?
comes normally.
Yes, that's why it's
normally-
30 bucks though. Yeah.
Yeah, I should be burning this game on my PC, but like
Well-
sometimes I see like 50 frames at 1440p, so it still needs to be optimized and shit like that. But Jack, continue. What's your overall thoughts on the game? Because I know you've been playing it recently.
Very fun, exciting. I like it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, like I said a couple weeks ago, hopefully it does come to PlayStation 4. We already know we got the Xbox version
It
coming.
needs to be.
I hope so. Yeah.
I really hope it. I hope everybody gets to play that game because it is.
Oh yeah,
it
it's
is
good.
such a good
It
game.
does what it does really well.
Yeah.
And I think that PUBG really, really shows that there is. I mean, I H1Z1 and all of the controversy that happened with it, and then the split up between everything. And H1Z1 is actually still doing fairly well. But that's a game mode that people wanted. Yeah, but I didn't know they wanted it that much. This battle royale, everyone drops in, play area gets smaller, fight to the last man. I had no idea people wanted that mode that much, but they do, clearly. And all it took was one company, and it's not even a big one.
It's one guy.
And one guy. All right, one guy joining up with some, I think they're Korean devs and making this Bluehole team. That's all it took was this one little company to just explode because they did the idea the right way. They were the first ones to really take that idea and add the familiarity of good shooting to it. It's a good looking game for where it is. It runs passably for where it is. That's all it took. They were the first ones to hop on it and do it right.
Yeah.
And now you got Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto's got their PUBG mode. H1Z1 is still doing its thing over there. People still care about that game
too.
Arma 3 had. Wasn't he one of the ones who did the Arma 3?
I think he was wasn't he an actual player and his name was Player Unknown?
Yeah, that's the guy. I think he was a modder who worked on the Arma 3 battle royale version.
But just like do it, like getting the fucking balls to go out and just being like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna make
a game based on this, and now they've sold 10 million copies since March.
That's
unbelievable.
amazing.
That's insane.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right. So, how do you guys feel like this is gonna do on Xbox One X? Jack, I want to hear from you.
I think it's gonna do well. I think a lot of people don't think it's gonna do. I mean, it's not gonna do as good as it does on PC, of course, but I think it's gonna do numbers when they drop on Xbox One X. I definitely do.
You play with a controller, right?
You play with it depends on how they handle that port.
Yeah, that's true too.
Well, it was smart for Microsoft to get in there and like send some of their team over to help them out.
Yo, Jack, you play on a controller, right?
It's gonna do good the first week.
So how is managing the inventory in that game with a controller?
I'm curious about this.
It's not that bad. You gotta press the button. You just gotta go use the D-pad to select stuff. Then you press square to pick it.
It's like a little slower, right?
Yeah, it's slower basically. I mean, of course you had a disadvantage because everything's slower with a controller, but I don't really have an issue with it.
All right.
The thing, I think it's what I worry about honestly is how auto aiming will work because I want crossplay. I want crossplay in pretty much any game that will support it. I like the idea. I think it's good for gamers. And I'm just concerned with how auto aim will be, aim assist, call it what you want with controllers. Because obviously with a mouse and keyboard in shooter games, you'll have a huge advantage, right? But that's not because you're getting help from anything. It's because you're not getting hindered by anything.
Yeah.
And I have a concern that I don't want to play with people who are being assisted by software to hit me. I would be fine. I want to be able to opt out.
Do you think they would have controller servers?
Well, they will for the Xbox. They have to. They will not. I don't think they will, against the players' will, pair them against mouse and keyboard users.
That is an actual slaughter.
Yeah, they won't. They won't do that. So, but I want the ability to do it if you want to. Like if someone on the Xbox wants to play against people on the PC, that they should have the total freedom to be able to do that if they wish. And I think it would be useful for people who have the game who are friends just on different platforms to play together. I just have a concern with, I don't like the idea of playing against people and dying to someone who's using a controller and wondering, did they really aim at me or were they kind of helped out a bit?
Do you think that they put that game on the Windows Store?
Oh, fuck, I hope not.
And then think about it like this. With this coming through, here's my thought. They'd put it on the Windows Store as well as Steam. And then on the Windows Store, you'd only be allowed to play with controller.
Well, the Windows Store version, there was a game where the Windows Store version it was Call of Duty, wasn't it? Infinite Warfare.
You can only play with Windows users?
Yeah, the Windows users who bought it on Windows for some fucking reason, they would only be able to play with other Windows users. So they could play in a lobby together if they all got together.
I think they fixed that.
I hope so, because that's very questionable.
But to me, that would be like the simplest thing, right? If you have it on PC and I have it on Xbox.
Yeah, but
the best thing would be just to play whatever you want on whatever service. They'd be like, Windows Store, here you go. Use the controller, you're done. Boom, it's the same. Nobody's any of the wiser.
Player Unknown, though, in terms of, he's done things like he's already said that modding will be opened up because he wants to find the next Player Unknown out there. He wants to, so he's done a lot of things that make me like him and think that, because this, for all that I've read about Player Unknown, Battlegrounds, and Bluehole, it does seem like it's a very passionate team. It's not too big, but I've read that they honestly like working on this game and they want it to be as good as they can. So I'm thinking that they, because of that, will not put it on the UWP in the Windows Store because it's awful.
It's terrible.
Depends
If they'll
on
put it
really
on
bad.
Steam, if they'll put it on Steam, hopefully they'll make it its own thing on Xbox Live or whatever.
All right, so J Main, we were having this little discussion on Twitter about we were talking about Game of the Year. You know, the year's coming to a close soon.
Yeah.
So, and the Game Awards are approaching. So we were talking about PlayerUnknown's being considered Game of the Year, and you feel like it shouldn't be. You want to say why?
Yeah, so Blade Drew had a tweet about basically Zelda and Mario basically being overshadowed by the popularity of PUBG and it taking Game of the Year. And I said I don't feel it should be considered, qualified for Game of the Year because it's not a complete game. Based by what the devs say and what format it's in, it's early access.
May I ask a follow-up to that? What is so we have established it is not a finished game. So apart from the devs just saying it's not a finished game, how would you know?
Because it's early access.
Because that's the dev saying it's not a finished game. Yeah, because it's on early access. So if someone just put this game in front of you and you played it, how would you know it's not finished?
Because it's a broken mess and it runs at bad frame rates.
You wouldn't know. It would just be a bad game then.
So if I was reviewing that game, if I'm reviewing a game that ran like that, it would get terrible scores, which means it'd be disqualified from
the game. Has universally gotten excellent scores.
Well, here's you score something that's not finished.
Because you're charging for it.
I think they're giving it a little bit of a pass because it is an early access.
Rags. They're definitely. Jack has a point. Look, if this game
$60 game
was a $60 full retail game and it came
Yeah.
out the way it is right now, I think it wouldn't get it wouldn't be as popular as it is. The fact that it's early access,
there's a lot of games that run like garbage and have terrible bugs in them.
But they're not Game of the Year. They never won Game of the Year.
That's fine.
Hold on. Here's my thought process with this. If you're gonna open it up, because although we're all playing PUBG, I don't know if Trey is or is not, but I know all of us here are playing PUBG. We like PUBG. We would like PUBG to be in that conversation, but
we see potential in it, you know.
But here's the thing, though. Here's my thought process on this: is if we let PUBG in as an early access game in order to be considered for Game of the Year, then where does the line end?
I'll tell you. Right. I'll tell you where it ends.
Because then I can just say any early access game.
Yeah, you can say it's a contender, but nobody will vote for it if it's not good.
Yeah, but then the thing is, the floodgates open up, and you say, how many early access games can come out per day?
It won't matter because those games won't be good, and no one will vote for them.
I don't even think it will work. Like, when's the last time a shooter got any Game of the Year awards? Call of Duty.
Not even that. Like, I think the whole discussion.
Overwatch.
Yeah. I think the discussion that we're just trying to have is like, can an early access be considered, or would you consider it at least?
I absolutely would. I judge the game by the merits of the game, not some arbitrary label that's been attached to it by the devs or anybody else. Because remember, it's been like this for a while. But alpha, beta, early access, all of these are for the most part completely arbitrary terms. The difference is between, to the consumer at least, in many aspects, most aspects I would even say, the difference between alpha, beta, demo, early access, these are arbitrary by the devs. If PUBG, if they had just come out and said, this is the game, we're not updating it anymore, it is what it is, it's the $30 game that we've put out, then nobody would have an issue with that. But just because it's early access, just because the dev said it's early access, that shouldn't disqualify it. They're going to add more to it later. That's good. How is it being an early access a disqualifier?
Because the way the game runs at the state it is in right now, if you're telling me that's the finished product, I'm looking at it different.
But no one is.
How is it?
So it is.
No one's telling you. No one's telling you. It's the
devs are telling me that.
No, it's not finished. It's an early access.
That game's not finished. It's early access.
What he's trying to say is that they're getting people are realizing that it's not a finished game, so they're actually giving it a pass.
Right.
So I mean,
yeah, because we see potential, like the whole.
But I think that's where I feel like that line has, like, you have to have that distinction, because if you're saying, well, it's an early access game, and although there is a lot to this game that could be considered for Game of the Year because it could be a viable contender, am I giving this game such a higher praise because I'm accepting the fact that it's early access?
Well, why would you restrict somebody's ability?
I don't think it should be.
It's not even restricting. It's just
Well,
the thought process.
it shouldn't even be a contender, so people can't even.
Like it's missing basic like fundamentals.
When is it
like
supposed to be
vaulting and
finished?
stuff like
Like,
that.
oh, so
Nobody's
now
mentioning it and
games.
stuff like that.
So if a game doesn't have vaulting, it can't be Game of the Year.
No, but I'm talking about basic shit that's in games. Like people aren't looking
so
at
the
vaulting
fun-
as a
the fun
hold on,
that
let
you
me
have
finish. Let
playing,
me finish. Let me finish. People aren't looking at vaulting as a big deal because they know it's coming. But if you're telling me it's finished and then it's coming later, I'm looking at that vaulting as a bigger issue than it is.
Yeah, like I understand. Definitely, this game is definitely getting a pass for the issues because it's an early access. I don't think no one here could.
An unfinished game should never be nominated for Game of the Year because you don't know what the game could potentially. They could potentially make the game worse when it finally comes out.
That's
like
true.
there's been games like that.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we
I
don't
know-
vote on mics
know
and
you-
maybes.
No, but I know you guys played games where half of the first half of the game was amazing, the
good
last
point,
half was suspect. Like
That's a
Manhunt
good
2.
point, though. That's a good
That's
point.
true.
That is a
Like
good
let's
point.
look at Fallout 4. Let's look at the state of Fallout 4 at its launch and how many people wanted to slap a Game of the Year on that. What Bethesda games release finished?
And
All of them
Bethesda-
because they
Bethesda
say
games
it's
released
finished,
working.
even
and
though
I,
we
and
all
I
know
always
they're going to
criticize
get updated.
Bethesda for games and their shitty performance.
Well, that's
They're
fine.
finished, they're
That's
just
okay.
buggy.
So that should even prove my point further.
I mean, they're finished. They're just buggy. Like,
Jack,
there's a
what do you think
difference.
about all of this?
No,
Doc?
they're not finished. They have DLC to add. There are
We
patches
haven't heard from
coming
Jack
out.
in a while, yo. Jack, what do you think about
Okay,
all
we
of this?
can't count DLC as not having the game finished.
I mean,
Let's hear
PUBG is just like a unique situation, man. Because like Rag said, a game is good in its current state. Game of the Year potential possibly, but like y'all said, it's getting passes because people know that it's not finished. So like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, and it ain't even got no finished date. It's supposed to be because it's gonna be on early access probably on Xbox when it drop too. So
I heard the full game is coming out next year, though.
Not finished.
I know what I'm saying. No, it's
I heard it was
no,
like
and like
this
y'all said,
October.
when they finish it, who's to say it's still gonna play the same way? So
Exactly.
who knows?
Right,
you know?
and exactly.
And
Honestly,
what we're basically saying, if I just want to put this real quick, if what we're saying here too is by saying it shouldn't even be a contender means what you're saying is that people should not even be able to vote on it, even if they want it to be Game of the
Okay,
Year.
how about this? I'm gonna give you an example. You're gonna say this is reaching, but I'm gonna give an example anyway. Should
That's reaching.
if somebody if somebody has a movie they're making and they only show you the first 35 minutes, the first 35 minutes is amazing. Should that be nominated for an Oscar?
If people want to vote for it, then yes.
No.
If
no,
no, that's a very
no.
important thing. If people want to vote for it, then who are you to say that they shouldn't be allowed to
I mean,
vote
do
for
people
it?
usually vote on the Game of the Year at the VGAs though? I don't think so, do they?
No, they
It's-
don't. That's
it's
not
not
voted
voted
on.
on.
Like honestly,
Site.
That's
here's the
voted
thing,
on
this
by
becomes-
that's voted on
this
by
becomes
the
a conversation that's different. Like, are we gonna
Yeah,
do
pretty much.
like, are we gonna do a Game of the Year? Like, I think like a Giant Bomb does like a 12-hour thing.
Oh,
where
I
they-
don't care what games journalists think about video games.
Right. So like, you know, if we do like the Press Start podcast Game of the Year discussions and we like hash out every
I'm
single
down.
game we're going
I'm
to
down
talk
for that.
about, that's fine. We'll be here for 12 hours, but we'll have like a conversation about these
Look,
games.
You guys are game journalists. You just ain't getting no money. But
Everybody,
But at the same time though, like this is what I think we have to discuss if we're going to do these kinds of things where we need to set the arbitrary lines. I think that's where I have the point.
I
I
don't
think
think
Rags has a point where if you're going to say something like, if it's any game that I can play right now, why can't I just vote for it? Right. And
Exactly,
some
like that's-
weird thing.
what are we
So
gonna start
I think it all
nominating
depends.
betas?
Like,
Well, if you want to, sure. And if people vote for it, then they
Come
vote
on,
for
man.
it.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
if they
yeah.
vote for it, they vote for it. Because remember, once you start, because my position is similar to Jim Sterling's. If you charge people money for it, then all the baggage associated with a product for sale comes attached to it. It can be reviewed, it can be shamed, it can be praised. And so to say that it can't win things, even though you're charging for it, when it can also be fairly criticized because you're charging for it, I think that's entirely fair for the game.
I could see both points, to be honest. You know, I could see where you come.
I
It's
say
not-
let the
it's-
people decide.
Honestly, if you do that, then like games like this will win every year, though. Like,
Yeah, if you
Well,
leave
It's
it,
setting
if
the
you,
standard.
if
for
you
that.
open it
lowering
up,
it.
that
I don't think
much, you're
PUBG
gonna
is setting
have
a standard.
people. I mean,
Well,
I
like
think
anything's
PUBG
possible.
you can't leave it that open.
You know, last year they said multiplayer only game shouldn't win, and then there was Overwatch winning it. You know, it's when it comes down to it at the end of the day. Nothing. I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying people criticize it because it's only multiplayer only. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, it's popularity contest anyways. So it won't surprise me if this game actually wins.
Like the whole Game Awards. I don't know why people get triggered over that stuff because in the end of the day, everybody's game of the year is gonna be their own personal thing. You know, maybe for Erica it might be Neo or Nier. She said, you know. For Jack, it might be something totally different. Everyone's gonna have their own personal game of the year for different reasons, you know. So I don't know why people get all triggered over that shit. So honestly, Breath of the Wild if Breath of the Wild don't win, you won't even see me complain or anything. So far, that's my current game of the year. And I just want to go around quickly as the last topic is 3 games you have played this year that's, you know, running for your game of the year. All right, so good question. Reg,
did they have to first this year?
Yeah, I'll go first. Sure.
Yeah. What 3 games would you consider like are in your running for your game of the year?
Well, off the top of my head right now, I would say that the sleeper hit that shocked me with how good it was, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
That game came out of frickin' left field. I bought it. I heard about it and bought it on the same day. I think it was only $30. It's only about 8 hours or so, but damn, I had no idea what I was walking into. And I would highly recommend that anybody who is looking for a good story, narrative-driven game, very pretty games, very cinematic. And I know it's a dirty word now, cinematic, but it is, but in a good way. Should check out or at least consider buying Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. A terrible name, though, I think, for the game. But I think that's a possible game of the year contender that I've played.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I haven't been playing too many new games. There's a lot of them on my radar, but that's one that instantly comes to mind here. I would say that maybe new games. I normally don't really jump on new games, so...
Knack 2, just say it.
Knack 2. I don't really.
We could come back to you. Come back to you later. J-Man.
Right now for me,
top three.
Yeah. And it's gonna change because there's a lot of great games that I haven't played. Top 3. Number 1, I'm going with Breath of the Wild. That game was just amazing. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Horizon Zero Dawn. I really love that from Guerrilla Games and what they were able to accomplish after being, you know, first-person shooter studio mainly. And last, I'm gonna throw this one's tough because I kind of want to throw Resident Evil 7 in there because I really love that game.
Yeah, that's a great game. But
I
really like that game too. Yeah, just the second half kind of threw me off a little bit, but like overall, like that was a really good game.
A lot, and that's where I say like a lot of people got thrown off by, especially. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but like the last section of the game, and it actually reminded me so much of a movie that I used to watch all the time called Ghost Ship. And I know that aura it captures me when it comes to horror games, and I really love the last part of that game. That'll probably be my third, and like it might be neck and neck with like Uncharted Lost Legacy right now.
Between people, one did come to mind here. Prey.
Oh, you like Prey? A lot of people don't like that game.
I don't know.
A lot of people, you know, it has mixed opinions. You know, some people really like it, some people really hate it.
Like it, some people are wrong. That's fine.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I really like Prey. I think it gives really excellent science fiction vibes, and it's a great mix of like System Shock 2, BioShock, and Dishonored.
All right, Jack, what's your 3, man? So far.
Okay, first 2 simple. Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted Lost Legacy for obvious reasons, both of those. The third one, I would have went Friday the 13th, but for obvious reasons, I really can't do that, even though I played that game probably the most out of anything this year. You know, I got to throw my indie selection in there. So for indie titles, I'm going to go with Little Nightmares, man. Great game.
I still got to play mine.
Still got to play that too.
Fantastic game.
Definitely got to play that. Alex, what's your top 3 so far?
I'm gonna have to say Nier Automata.
Yes.
I'm working on that. That game is great, man. I forgot how good that game was,
It's
man.
so good.
Breath of the Wild.
Crazy.
And I think I'm going to leave the third spot open because I'm hoping Mario really knocks my socks off.
Yo, that game's fire. I played it, dog.
I'm hoping
If
that game
Irma doesn't
really
do
does
it
well.
first.
I think it will, Alex. I think it will.
Yo, that
If
game.
Mario
that game's
doesn't do it,
fire,
then I
bro.
might have to go to Persona 5.
Okay. Erica.
Well, you kind of guessed my games earlier. You said Near Automata. How you say it?
Automata.
Yeah, Automata. That game is beautiful. I just love that game. It's so good. Neo is
You
up
always
there.
gotta you always gotta self-destruct though, you know, before you start
You want to
playing,
see
man.
them cheeks. That's what you want to do.
You gotta self-destruct, man.
I
Self-destruct.
know.
Listen, I am also a booty
Self-destruct.
man.
I
That's how
actually
you
looked
get
it
the
up.
cheeks?
I'm a booty
I
man
actually
too.
looked it
I
up on
cannot
Google.
lie.
Like, how do you change your outfits? How do you, dress down or I don't know.
Yeah,
But
The mods.
yo, Jack, you didn't know Erica
Mods.
gets down like that? Jeez.
Hey, man, listen, I'm a fall back. I ain't gonna
Erica,
put that down.
I
let me
was
guess,
just
Erica's the most
curious.
down
Shout
ass
out to
girl.
her.
in video
That's
games.
how they all start. Just a little
That's how they all
curious.
start. How do you
'Cause I
dress
know-
her up?
Shout out
Dress
to
her
Rev.
down.
I know he was putting up pictures like of 2B. I was like, how did he find different clothes? Like I didn't know, so I just Googled.
What you type in? Cheek mod or something? What you type in?
But my sleeper is definitely Mario Rabbids. That game is
yeah.
so addicting. I cannot get off of it. So yeah, but of course,
a
Breath
really
of the
good
Wild
game.
I think is probably number 3 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
those
Trey,
are kind of the main ones.
top 3 games you've played all year that you would consider.
Wait, top 3 or
Top 3.
or ones I think that are game of the year contenders? That's
Yeah, like what you have played. What's your top 3 game of the years or contenders so far?
The Zelda would be the only one I would consider a game of the year contender, but I like Mario plus Rabbids. I'm liking Uncharted Lost Legacy so far, even though it's kind of too familiar for me. But between Zelda, I know Mario's gonna be in that spot. I don't know what my third spot would be, but I still haven't picked up like Horizon yet, so we'll see what happens with that.
All right, so for me personally, you guys already know, so obvious. Zelda Breath of the Wild, definitely in the top 3. I need to get that DLC ASAP. And number 2 would be Neo. Honestly, that's probably one of the games I'll probably put the most hours in this year. I think I clocked like maybe 85 hours in Neo. And I still gotta do some shit in there too. I have like 85 hours.
There's a lot to do.
And fuck the boss fights where it's two bosses at once.
Yeah. Yo, I still have to do those. Like I still have to do those.
I gave up right there. Done.
I still have to do those. Neo is definitely number 2. Like out of all the games I played all year, I almost clocked in 100 hours in that game. So
And which game?
Neo.
Neo.
Yeah, it's a really good game, man.
Path of Neo HD collection?
No, not that. And my third one will be between Horizon or Lost Legacy, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Lost Legacy, to be honest. Honest, I think I enjoyed the story of Lost Legacy more than Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, you know what it is? What ruined Horizon for me, Jack? Let me just be honest.
Zelda, you gonna say that?
Zelda ruined it, yo. Straight up, I'm sorry, dog. Zelda kind of ruined Horizon for me. I'm not gonna get into all of that because it's gonna turn into a little.
So I should have bought Horizon first.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you should have honestly bought Horizon.
Yeah,
first,
you should finish it first.
Like, I should have finished Horizon first before after switching between open worlds, it really fucked me up. Like Zelda was just so much better, and like Horizon's open world just got boring after a while. It just didn't feel as lively and as interesting as Zelda's open world.
Zelda, you can pretty much interact with anything.
Yeah, you can interact with anything. So it kind of messed me up there. So, but Horizon Zero Dawn is still a great game. Don't take that as offense, people. Still a great game. Honorable mention: Sonic Mania. I gotta say, Sonic Mania is an honorable mention, man. That shit really took me back. Done my first playthrough with Sonic by himself. I'm still working on my Knuckles. And Mario and Rabbids is also really, really good. And definitely, I'm not even like a super strategy game player, but I really, really do enjoy that game. And it's definitely worth checking out, man. Definitely worth checking out. And that's it, people. That's it. That's our show for today, man.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's our show for today. Press Start Podcast It's on SoundCloud. Press Start Podcast. It's on iTunes as well. A lot of y'all been asking me, yo, put it on iTunes. Put it on iTunes, bro. Your boy pays money every month to get an RSS feed. So go and support the podcast on iTunes if you have an iPhone. Would really appreciate it. Go there and subscribe. And also, shout out to all the live viewers watching. Really do appreciate y'all tuning in live. And please support the podcast by hitting the like button. That's all we ask for. And we're gonna do the outros. We're gonna start off with our guests, Regs.
Hello. Yeah, if you liked what you heard, I know chat was loving me. So you can go to my YouTube channel, Rags, and you can sub and notify and give me your money.
And we got the one and only Trey. This time it wasn't no fighting, so say your outro, Trey, dog.
Yeah, just check out my channel if you like being entertained.
All right, and we got my beautiful cast. We're gonna start off with Erica.
Yeah, it was a good one today, you guys. I had fun. Shout out to the chat. I'm on YouTube, Erica's for the win. Also on Twitch. It's September this month, right? So I think subs are like half off.
Absolutely.
So you can sub not just to me, but you can sub to all your favorite Twitch streamers. So go support. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I'm out.
And Alex.
Thanks for coming in, everybody. Check me out at Oh No, It's Alex. I do fitness videos, gaming videos, just mental health videos. If you want to watch me on Twitch, you can, Friday and Saturday. I won't be streaming this weekend because I'll be fighting a hurricane with my bare fists. But hopefully everything comes out all right, and I'll see you guys the week after.
And the Pony Commissioner.
Appreciate everybody for watching this week, man. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/JatMoodJohnny. Check me out on Twitter, man, JatMoodJohnny. Fuck YouTube. And that's it. I appreciate y'all for watching.
And my boy J Main.
Yeah, great show today. Thanks everybody for coming through. You could definitely check me out on YouTube at jmain518. Haven't posted a video since Crackdown 3 got delayed. I'm still mourning over that.
Oh my God, 3 exists. I forgot.
So I will be posting videos, and then you can catch me on Twitter where I'm very active. Again, at jmain518. So yeah, glad to be back, and we'll catch y'all next week. Make sure y'all check the iTunes and the SoundCloud and support your favorite streamers. We out.
All right, yeah, we out. Thanks for watching once again, and everybody's links will be in the description. So see you guys next time.
Just saying, who's the bald guy with the girl lashes? Oh, hey, bro, because I'm beautiful. I got naturally curly eyebrushes, bro. Don't
Eyebrushes.
Eyebrushes.
I want to say brows and lashes at once. God,
I know, right?
Eyebrushes.
So if everybody wants to see if I'm going to be okay, check me out on Twitter. I'll be posting videos of the storm. I should be fine, but we'll see how things go. Hopefully, it's not that bad. Thanks
wait, before you go off air, I was disrespecting Sonic, but Mania is that fire.
I told you, dog. I told you, dog.
And we out.
Well, I mean, it ain't developed by Sega, so
everyone's talking about the dog this whole time.
I seen you disrespecting the game, bro.
Yeah, I just need to give it some time, man.
I told you the game is heat, dog. I don't know what you're talking about, dog. This man disrespecting 2D Sonics here.
God bless you. Good night.
Kofi, man's not hot.
Man's not hot.
Man's not. Skibbity pop.
Anyway, we out, people. We out, people, man.